You know, since I've
I
been,
know
since I've been
Robin
in
Farmer's
office.
on the board. I have a lot of people ready to get on
Well,
that list.
what did you do the last couple of years?
Well, you know, I'm not the kind to sit and toot my horn, but by gosh, I'll sit and toot the horn of the volunteer park committee.
Sure, and I give, you know,
If
props
you
to all
just take a look over there, Dan, those 4 grants didn't happen by themselves, okay? They laid the groundwork for it, and we wouldn't have what we have now. And as, I'm also,
I asked, what did you do the last couple of years on it?
I've played a supportive role.
You stay away?
Mrs. Well, you thought I stayed away, because, you know, we have this little 5-year-old mentality here, where, oh, if he's working, we're not gonna do anything. So I stayed away, and I still supported them and helped them. But to say they didn't do anything, or that they don't have a vital role, I mean, that's just awful.
I call you a liar.
I haven't seen a single person
please,
here
let's
to
be
volunteer any time.
professional here.
I know Barb collected the money for the building.
No,
and
you
stuff
don't
like
need to
that.
call
Hey,
names.
hey, be quiet down, please. Thank you.
False statement.
I haven't seen anybody for 2 years to help mow the grass. I mean, just do anything, pick up trash, anything like that that's been on the park committee. I know Barb collected the money for the building.
she's
After it
done
was
an
rented out,
awful
I mean, I'm not tooting the horn or anything, but honestly, we were over there, we cleaned the building, you know, the workers were over there cleaning the building, you know, and I'm not praising them guys, but that's what happened.
Okay, well, can you explain to, well, you did the right thing, you voted correctly. I mean, there are some votes that, there's a right and a wrong.
Sure.
That was wrong, for them, for your other 2.
I
members
disagree
of
with
the-
how, yes, how it was
Okay, and that's
voted.
what we're basically discussing here.
Sure, well, but back to my question, who else is on the board besides Barb?
Well, we have Robin Farmer, she's on the board, I'm still on the board, Barb's on the board, Jeff Baird's on the board. We've always welcomed people when they come, whoever's willing. I've got several people
Is
that
it
are,
Heather still on there?
Heather never resigned from the board, Heather's on the board. You know, and there's countless people, like Phyllis Hawk, her husband and her. I could go on and on about people that are contributing that aren't officially on board. And frankly, with that negative environment, you know, they kind of want to stay away from it, and I want to build a positive environment.
So what would you suggest to do this? I mean, how
I
would you
suggest
it?
that we had a second to the motion, and the focus was on removing a member. I suggest that we end that discussion and decide on that matter, and then we'll discuss the future of the park committee itself.
So you'd like to reinstate Barb?
Yes, I made a motion.
I would like to
second,
talk to
we're
Barb
discussing.
first and see if she's interested in doing it. I mean,
She is, she's doing it now. I have talked to Barb. Her husband's here, he can verify that.
She is still doing both, because I'm still collecting money from her.
She's doing a job that people don't even know. She takes every reservation, she keeps track of, and she doesn't miss a beat either. She never overbooks, she collects the money, hands it to you. She's doing a job, so if you don't want her on the park committee, we should probably pay her for her work.
have you seen, I mean,
I think she does a good job.
have you had any problems? I mean, have you seen the books and everything looks good?
If you had a problem, that'd be just cause, Jan, but you'd have no reason, other than Don didn't want her on there, that was it.
You did second the motion.
I'd like to make a comment.
It's not public comment
Just
time.
wait till the end. Thank you.
Yeah, this is time to bring a point up.
I move the end discussion. You got a first, second, is it, do you have any more to say? I don't.
Does this have to do with Park Jack and critically?
Yes, when Susie were just about dead, we went in there and the refrigerators were full of mold. Who do you think was over there washing them things? Bart stood there and watched her. Susie cleaned that whole thing up, just before she died there.
Susie was a very important member of our park committee. I was working with her, with the flagpole project. You know, I'd like to discuss a lot of those things further, but there's a lot of detail.
Sure.
We
I don't have
should do it
a
at the
problem
next
with
park committee.
I don't have a problem with Barb. The way she was voted off, was it, do I believe it was wrong? Yes. If we don't have a problem with her, I'd keep her on it. You haven't had any problem?
I don't know about the building, I don't go in there very often,
That's
so
a
I can't
ridiculous
protest the
accusation.
cleanliness of it.
You
I
should
don't
stick
think
with what you said about talking with her first before you vote on it, don't you
I've
think?
talked with her already. I know. her
We know you
husband's
did,
ready.
Mr. Chorpenning.
Lady,
Lady,
you corrected me. You need to be quiet now.
I'd like to speak with her
But you
first, I
said
really
we
would,
know you
and just
did.
kinda get her input on it and see what she thinks of the
So
whole
are you
situation.
removing your second to the motion to rescind the motion to remove her?
That's what we have to, I'd like to speak with him first.
He's gonna table it.
Table, please.
If you don't mind, put that on the agenda. This matter is gonna be taken all the way to the end somehow.
Sure. Let's keep real quick discussion on this. So we do still have a port committee. How would you suggest that we get people involved in doing stuff, Jeff?
We've got him.
Well, I'd like to hear them, some of your ideas.
Well, for starters, you let them do their thing.
Which is, I'd like to hear them. I mean, it's gonna happen, right?
Are you familiar with any, have you attended any of their meetings?
I've
That
been- a
You
couple.
weren't in any that I were at.
A couple of them, good.
Are you familiar with the flagpole project and
Some of
the
the bricks and all
memorial
that.
bricks
Yes.
and where we are and
Yes.
all that? Okay. I think you should review their meeting minutes. I think you should get involved and, answer that for yourself.
So you can't answer that question.
I have a lot of people willing and able to volunteer that have never done it before. But until we have a good environment, I'm not gonna bring them into that. We need to know the future of the, you took the president out. She's a key figure in this. She's a positive, important part of this
Who
whole
was the
thing.
vice president?
I don't know that they ever assigned a vice president. But I think you should,
Well, spring's coming right around the corner, and that's a busy time for the park.
yeah, well, as far as these comments about they never mowed or anything, there was one whole season where we all had we had a rotation. There were about 5 or 6 of us. It's the best season we ever had. People came in, they had to switch with each other, we mowed the whole park and everything. And you never
And
hear
I'm not
about
arguing that, but
you never hear
that
about
was one
this.
season, and then it stopped. I mean,
It stopped because a little man with a little mind came in and said he did it all and he
no, I
wanted
wouldn't
to
say
do it
that,
all.
that's not some comment.
I can say what I want, he always did.
How many of the people?
It's all on the record, all you gotta do is go watch some of these ridiculous videos, okay?
How many of the people that were on the park committee were on that mowing list rotation?
We had 5 or 6 of them, and they all
They
participated.
were
My
on the
husband
park
was one.
committee? Was anybody that was on the park committee mowing the grass?
I don't know. It was,
What do we do about liability insurance there? What do you mean it's what do you mean?
we looked into all that at the time, and we were told it was a non-issue.
Non-issue.
We do have other members here that have passed, Will Kern was on that park committee, he was on the mowing.
If they mention you, you get to talk.
Or she come over the power was.
So,
They do the debates.
it's a
So what
positive
do you want,
thing.
table the park committee, that's what you want to do? So we just
What do
decide
you
on the
mean? There's no
president?
table of it, I read the
Well, you said you
minutes.
don't want to bring people into it, don't want to bring people to the table, we don't have a park committee, I mean.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I told you, well, that's why I want to take care of Barb first. Take the president out and you're expecting me to ask you how great it's gonna be? Come on.
I'm asking your ideas of how we can get people involved and get
Okay.
them to interact with the park.
Put the president back on. Don't do it tomorrow, do it tonight. I'll get back with all the people that are ready to go with this project. That flagpole project is a lot further along than what you realize, but we need a lot of help, and I've got people lined up that know how to do those things. And we have to go out and sell a lot more bricks. We also have commitments to people that have donated their money for bricks. Susan McLean has helped us with that a lot. We've got a brick in her name that we all wanted to make sure it was in this project.
And I put complaints because the money hasn't been spent yet, and wondering where it's at, and where it's going, and.
Well, the president has all those answers. She's done everything that she would be expected to do. It goes back to reinstating Barb. I'll move that we reinstate Barb tonight.
I'd like to talk to her first. Any comment on that?
No, I'm done.
I'll talk to her and I'll have my decision, but. Alright, good unfinished business. We'll go first thing, trash mandate. Anything on that?
Well, I was the one assigned to talk to the legal counsel, so I'll share exactly what I was told. This is from Alice, and you guys got this. I know Ben has it. I don't know why you don't have it. She said she would make sure that Van Buren got it. Regarding the trash hauling matters, this is what they told me they've got. March 2011, Eric prepared the following regarding a contract with a single hauler for township within the township. Resolution authorizing competitive bidding, advertising for bids, bid package, and contract forms. Next entry, she says, is September 2011. Eric prepared blank violation letter regarding some company violating ORC 50527 by providing trash services in spite of the single hauler authorization. Eric then notes that he spoke with Mr. Shackelford, that would be with CMI, and asked for his attorney contact info. He indicated that he had not retained counsel. He was upset that he was not contacted directly by the township to inform him of the bidding opportunity. Eric talked to him about competitive bidding principles. He is more than happy to comply with the law, but would like Eric to talk with the attorney to make sure the attorney is on board with my perspective. Now, this is Eric Fox's again. Attorney is Stuart Beck, and Beck will telephone Eric to discuss. Then it goes on, it says, nothing further found in the file after that. At this point, before taking further steps, I would need Attorney Beck to call me to discuss, or for the zoning officer to call me to discuss. And the thing that jumps out at me on that is, why would he be calling the zoning officer? Well, did you assign the zoning inspector to handle this?
No.
So that's the report, that's what they have on that topic.
So have you done any follow-up with her to see if she's spoken to that attorney back?
This is it, she has not, that was Eric's. She has not, this is as far as she's gone.
Could you do a follow-up with her and see if you can contact that gentleman?
Well, I would suggest that the whole board meet with legal counsel on this matter, because, you know, this is an important issue. It affects every person in the township that has involvement with hauling trash out of their home. So I think that would be a better approach.
So you don't wanna do a follow-up with her? I'll do a follow-up with her, Jeff, if you don't want to.
No, that's not what I said. I said I think the board should all meet with her and discuss this topic, because there's a lot of issues that aren't addressed in what she has in her file.
Any other unfinished business?
Where are we gonna go with that?
I guess I've set up something to meet with her. I'll speak to her and see if there's a follow-up, if she's heard anything. I mean, this email was how long ago?
Right after the organizational meeting, I followed up right away since I was assigned to do it.
So it was almost 4 weeks ago.
There won't be anything additional. She wouldn't have pursued anything from this.
Well, I'll see what she advises us to do, if she'd like for us to sit down with her or what. And I know they are still picking up in the township, so I've had several comments from people.
Well, like I said, Big O contacted me and I told him in the meeting that when the meetings were scheduled for the year and the time. But his concern, he wanted to know what township was gonna do about it, so.
Sure. He has every right to, definitely. I'll speak with her, see what she suggests that we do. You know, any other unfinished business?
Well, what do we have under new business there? We've got the rest of the legal opinions. Told you what files were open. Trash hauling matters, election concerns was number 3, number 4 was firearm issues. I don't know if you've got,
We'll do that under new business or unfinished.
those are the only 2 other.
The firearms that we got, like in you.
Mhm.
I had a couple things under unfinished business, forensic property, we talked about that. We might go back to the park, unfinished business. Dan had finished up all the brackets for the swings, he finished them up, I installed them. Today it was 63 degrees out there, there were all kinds of kids up there playing on them. I think I drove by at 5 o'clock, there were 9 kids up there playing. So that's done. We had, I don't know if we made a motion to purchase a porch swing, remember that? It's been months. We had talked about purchasing a new porch swing to put on the line of swings up there. We make a motion to buy one of those, move that table. We have a spot open for for something. Whether we wanna put a couple more swings, whatever.
You better off put a porch swing there because of that tree.
Yeah, that's right behind it.
I think we should get input from the park committee on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, park committee, what's your input?
Well, I'd like to work as a committee and not as an individual, so
So you can't just give me your opinion?
I'd have to take a look at it. I don't even know which day you're talking about. I know you put some other swings out there today. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put a porch swing out there this time of year anyhow, we're keep it protected.
There's one out there right now.
It probably should be clean.
So we wanna table that till weather breaks, that's what we wanna do? Table that till
It's
April?
been pretty nice.
I'd say to have the park committee talk about it, their meetings, I think you're still advertising the meetings, aren't they, the third Tuesday of the month?
You'll be attending the park committee meeting?
Most likely, yeah.
Put that in your
The
notes.
last one or two, they haven't had many show up. Like I say, you put them in limbo, so, you know, they deserve an answer here. You just don't do that to volunteers.
We'll see if you could talk to them when you go to the meeting, and what they would,
And you're gonna talk to Barb, right? You should talk to Barb about it.
she's just president, she can make, she don't want to speak for everybody, right?
You can talk to Barb about it however you please.
Another thing under unfinished business was the west property, about the gentleman shooting guns into their property. I'd spoke with the prosecutor, and then I went out to their property and spoke with them.
Here's the code if you want that, it's right here. Not the code, but that's firearms.
And that's fine, no.
Okay, you're talking about
Some
some
noise
noise.
ordinance, yeah.
That's
Town-
marked in the book there if you
The
want.
township has no noise ordinance, so the prosecutor, I guess, kinda told me to refer them towards something else, so I passed that information along